Kevin's hands moved with practiced efficiency as he wrapped the sterile bandage around the alien's arm. The wound wasn't deep, but it bled a peculiar silver blue that shimmered under the med bay's harsh lights. He'd seen stranger things in his 3 years aboard the Wanderer, humanity's first deep space exploration vessel. But something about this particular rescue felt different. The alien designation Zyra 7. Though she'd introduced herself as Mia watched him with eyes that held galaxies within them. Literally, Kevin had checked twice. Her irises swirled with what looked like miniature nebulae, colors shifting from violet to gold with each breath. "You're very gentle for a human," Mia said, her voice like wind chimes in a quantum storm. "I was told your species was ... rough." Kevin smiled without looking up. "Whoever told you that never met a medic? We're professionally gentle." He secured the bandage with a small molecular clip. "There, should hold until your natural healing kicks in. Assuming your people heal naturally." "We do." Mia tilted her head, studying him with an intensity that made Kevin's skin prickle. "Do you realize, human, that I'm not an ordinary person?" Kevin finally met her gaze, one eyebrow raised. "Well, you've got glowing eyes and silver blood. Pretty sure that disqualifies you from ordinary by most standards." "No." Mia's expression grew serious, almost sorrowful. "I mean, I'm not an ordinary member of my species. I mean, the ship's proximity alarms screamed to life." Kevin's tablet exploded with warnings. 3 Krethian warships had just dropped out of hyperspace, weapons hot, surrounding the Wanderer. His blood ran cold. The Krethians were the galaxy's apex predators, a warrior race that had conquered 47 systems and counting. "We need to get to the bridge," Kevin said, helping Mia to her feet. But Mia didn't move toward the door. Instead, she walked to the viewport, staring out at the 3 massive ships bristling with weapons. "They came for me." "What?" "The Krethians. They've been hunting me for 3 cycles now." She turned back to Kevin, and for the first time, he saw something like fear in those cosmic eyes. "I defected from their empire. Took something they desperately want back." Kevin's mind raced. "What did you take?" "Knowledge. Battle strategies. Weaknesses." Mia's hands clenched into fists. "I was their high strategist. Kevin, I planned the conquest of 17 systems. 17 civilizations fell because of my tactics." The comms crackled. "All hands. Battle stations. This is Captain Rodriguez. We're being hailed by the Krethian fleet. They're demanding we surrender a fugitive." Kevin looked at Mia, then at the warships outside, then back at Mia. He thought about the thousands of innocent beings who died in those 17 systems. He thought about his duty as a medic, about the Hippocratic Oath adapted for interstellar use. He thought about the 147 crew members aboard the Wanderer whose lives hung in the balance. Then he thought about the way Mia had flinched when he'd first approached her with medical supplies. The way she'd whispered "thank you" as if kindness was a foreign concept. The guilt swimming in her galaxy eyes. "The escape pods are this way," Kevin said, grabbing her uninjured arm. "What?" "No, you said they want you, right?" "Not us." Kevin pulled her toward the corridor. "So, we get you away from the ship. They follow you. We survive. Everyone wins." "Kevin, I've caused the deaths of billions." "Why would you?" "Because you're trying to make it right." He stopped, meeting her gaze directly. "Because you defected. Because you're running toward redemption, not away from justice." "Because," he paused, surprised by his own conviction. "Because that's what humans do. We give second chances." The ship rocked as a warning shot blazed across the bow. They ran. The escape pod bay was chaos, crew members scrambling to emergency stations, damage control teams rushing past with equipment. Kevin led Mia to Pod 7, his personal emergency craft, enhanced with medical supplies and modified with a stealth drive he'd installed himself during lonely night shifts. "This is insane," Mia protested as he strapped her in. "They'll destroy your ship searching for me." "Not if I'm with you." Kevin climbed into the pilot's seat. "I'm coming along." "Absolutely not. You're injured. You don't know human tech. And I'm not letting you die alone in space." Kevin's fingers danced across the controls. "Besides, someone needs to make sure that Bandaged stays clean." "Why?" Mia's voice broke. "Why risk everything for me?" Kevin initiated the launch sequence. You asked if I realized you weren't an ordinary person. Well, I'm not an ordinary human, he grinned. I'm the idiot who thinks everyone deserves a chance to be better than their worst day. The pod launched, streaking away from the Wanderer into the darkness of space. Behind them, the Krethian ships immediately broke formation, 3 becoming 2 as 1 peeled off in pursuit. Your plan worked, Mia said quietly. They're following us. Phase 1 complete. Kevin plotted a course toward the Antares Nebula dense. Chaotic, perfect for losing pursuers. Now comes the fun part, which is keeping us alive long enough for you to tell me everything you know about Krethian weaknesses. Kevin glanced back at her, his expression serious now. You said you took knowledge. Time to use it, not for conquest, for protection. Help us stop them from doing to others what they made you do to those 17 systems. Mia stared at him, something like hope flickering in her nebula eyes. You would trust me with that. Trust my information. You saved yourself by running. Now save others by fighting back. Kevin adjusted their trajectory as enemy fire lit up the space behind them. That's the human way. We fall down, we get back up, and we make damn sure we do better the next time. The Krethian ship gained on them. Weapons charging. Mia leaned forward, her fingers joining Kevin's on the controls. There's a weak point in their shield harmonics. If we can modulate our engine emissions to frequency 7.43 GHz, they'll read us as background radiation. Kevin's grin widened. I knew you'd be useful. Together, human and alien, medic and strategist, they worked. Kevin's hands steady from years of suturing wounds, Mia's mind sharp from years of plotting campaigns. The pod dove into the nebulous chromatic chaos, and the Krethian ship, suddenly blind to its quarry, sailed past Dot in the quiet that followed. Mia spoke softly. Thank you, Kevin, for the bandage, for the escape, for believing I could be more than my past. Kevin smiled, settling back in his seat as they drifted through clouds of stellar dust. That's what second chances are for, Mia, using them to become who you're meant to be. Outside the viewport, stars wheeled in ancient patterns, indifferent to the small acts of courage that define the humans spreading among them. Acts like bandaging wounds, like risking everything for a stranger, like believing in redemption, like proving, once again, that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their weapons or their technology, that it was their refusal to give up on anyone, even themselves.